come back and talk about the students will be resuming school very soon. And you know that a lot of Nigerian stars actually started sport from schools, secondary school, primary school, university, Nuga Games, Nipoga Games, and all of these actually started from the grassroots, from the lower level, the secondary school, the primary school. And that's why today, just to let our parents know that they need to allow their words to go into sport. We have someone who has really pushed for the support and growth of sport in Nigerian schools across Nigeria. He has been in sport as a handballer, and right now he's really pushing to make sure sport goes better and also further in the world of Nigerian sporting movement. Because if you look at it, a lot of times we always want to leave this thing for government, but we need to work together as a team to get Nigerian sport developed. That's why we have Richard Agbonifo here, President, Hand to Hand Sport Foundation, who is here to talk sport with us, although focusing on school sports and education there. Well, good to have you, Richard Agbonifo.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Yes, while introducing you, I actually mentioned that we've seen a lot of Nigerian stars. Yep. Toby Amushon, before she became a star, she was running for a secondary school in Ijebu-Ode. We've seen Olofijano playing for his school at Latu Kakitola University, Lautech. We've seen so many Nigerian stars being discovered either in Nipoka Games, that Nigerian Polytechnic Games, yes, Nigerian University Games, secondary school, primary school, Principal's Cup, all these competitions, yes, where a lot of talents are being discovered because they have that avenue to compete. Yes. Well, without not wasting much time, is there still future for sports in Nigeria with the way it is right now?
The way it is right now, it's the way it is like we have seen, football is like the major sport in Nigeria, and then there are other sports also in Nigeria that we have to also try to improve, and that is what I'm trying to do. The thing is that there is still hope if we all decide to say, okay, let us take these kids and give them the training they need. They need competitions, regular competition. And if they have regular competition, they can be able to compete with other countries, with other states. They can be able to improve. And that is what most kids don't have. And that is what we are trying to do in Hand to Hand Foundation, to give these kids, not just the training kits, but also for the future, regular training competitions for them to be able to fight against each other in sports-wise and try to compete and improve. And that is one of the only ways we can do it. We have to have regular competition and train the coaches. We have to train the coaches who can in turn train the players. And this has to be done regularly, not just once or twice. It has to be done regularly, because no matter what sport we are doing, all sports improve. So as they improve, we have to improve with it. So that's what our foundation is trying to do for these kids.
Now, as you actually mentioned, kids, it's just primary, secondary school?
Yes, exactly. It's just primary, secondary school. We help these kids. Also, we give them scholarship, education scholarship, till the end of the secondary school level. And when they have the scholarship, we also try to help them to do sports also. Give them transportation to go to sports, give them canvases, socks, jerseys, and always regularly help them with transportation to be able to go to training.
Now, when it comes to sports, I know you play handball.
Yes.
Is it because you were a former handballer that actually brought that particular passion to support sport, or just because even if you had not been a handballer, yeah, you could have still promote sport? Where is the passion coming from?
It actually came from the fact that that is also the first point. I knew how I was lucky to be able to play professional handball in Germany. I was lucky to be able to play handball so far. Most kids don't have that luck. So we have to create that environment for them. I came here, I watched the handball competition here, and I saw so many talents. And I asked myself, if these talents were playing in Germany, I have played in Germany. I'm not the best player. I know there are other good players here in Nigeria. And I saw that these players, if they were playing in Germany, they would be in the top league. But there's no way to get them there. There's no way to give them training. There's no way to create that awareness. And my foundation, what we're trying to do now is get Germany and Nigeria together to try and help the players, not even help, I'll say use, because these players are good. So we have to organize friendly matches between Germany and Nigeria. They come here, we go there, and then that is just the first way to do it. So it's going to be a collaboration, and that is how we're going to try and bring back that energy to help players who are very talented to be able to not just go out, but also to be able to do their sport also in Nigeria.
Okay, well, we've been talking with Richard Agbonifo, really school sport development. The kids will be resuming soon, and you can see them running. They are always happy to compete in different sports, be it athletics, be it judo, karate, handball, different sporting movement that you see our kids really. I noticed that a lot of children actually love sport.
Yes,
but we've seen where parents, to some extent, maybe because of the fact that they are afraid that if this child should be injured now, nobody will be there to help. So that's why some of them actually dissuade their wards to go into sport.
Yeah, and that is a very, very good point. It's a very, very valid point. And that is why we need not just the private Nigerians or a foundation like mine to help these parents. Because what we say to them, say, okay, we let your child do sport. We help them with kids, help them with training. Like you said, if they're injured, that's why we need the government also in this case to help out, create this avenue for these players so that when they are injured, they are also helped. It will not take much for the government to help these children or help these parents. And if they do, everybody will be happy. These kids will be happy. They will be off the streets. They say the idle man is the devil's workshop. They come from school. They don't do any other thing. Maybe they go out and hawk. We're also trying to help them to get out of that, but to give them that sense of pride, sense of I can do something. And many of them are talented. In all Nigerians I have seen that have been playing anywhere else in the world have always excelled because they have that training. And if we have that training in Nigeria, that would be very, very good.
Now, talking about training in Nigeria, we know that most schools don't even have the facilities for these sports. What's Hand to Hand Foundation trying to do to see how, because it's not just about, you mentioned socks, kits and everything, but at times when you don't have a playground, a sport playground, when you don't have a pitch, where do you do the sport? Maybe that's where the government has to come in, right? But what about the private schools? Government will not do that for the private schools.
No, they will not do it. The private schools have that. They have that already.
Okay.
They have that. So the public schools don't have that. So that is where I said, okay, I cannot do this alone. They have to talk to, for example, UBEC, NSSEC, or the School Sports Federation. So I'm meeting them.
UBEC is that's Universal Basic Education.
Exactly, exactly. So we're going to meet with them on this weekend, have a sit down, and have a talk, a very concrete talk. How can we change this? Where are we lacking? What can we do? But we're not going to leave it all on us. We're going to talk about how can we work together and improve it. Some of this, most of these private public schools, they have these amenities, but they don't being taken care of. So what we have to try and do is refurbish them, refurbish this thing, and say, okay, we are going to refurbish it. We have to maintain it. So first of all, we have to talk together. The private sector will help. But the public sector, the government sector have to try and maintain this and also help us. So when we want to create the competition avenue, also help us to make sure that these kids are regularly, it is in their curriculum to do training. And that is the way we can also work together. In the curriculum, we will get the amenities there, we'll get the facilities there, refurbish the facilities, and we'll meet. And this is what we're going to do this weekend. And they have already promised me that they're going to show up. And we're going to have a talk. It's not just about talking, we have to do. And that's what we're going to do very soon.
So it means the Nigerian School Sports, that's NSCEC, and the that's the Universal Basic Education, all working together to see how they can infuse sports into the curriculum of the kids. That's it, at least in a way to encourage the youths out there, the young ones who are just growing, for them to go into sport. That's why Richard Agbonifo is here to let parents, guardians know that yes, that's a body trying to see how they can push for Nigerian sport to get better when it comes to growing. Growth is really what they are actually hitting on the head. But right now, let's talk to encourage the young ones, because a lot of them will be watching. Okay, what did you do as a sportsman? Take us through your journey as a handballer.
So my journey, it's a very, very long journey. So when I started playing handball, my mother did not want me to play handball. I had one shoe. I think I've already told this story before. I had one shoe for a long time. It was socks. We used one socks for 1 year. I loved the game, and that love for the game told me this is what I wanted to do. So even when I left, I went back to school, but I still went back and I played professional. So I finished my handball circle here in Nigeria. Then went to Italy, played professional handball in Italy, and also went to Germany and went to Italy and then to Germany. And that is how I moved from different leagues. And then after some time, I said, okay, fine, I've already finished, I've already done what I want to do. Sport is enough now. Let me try and give back to the community and give back to the kids who want to do sport. So my journey was a very, very long one. Before my injury, But the thing is, it was something that brought me to where I am today.
Were you opportune to play for the senior team of Nigeria?
Yes, of course. I played with to Malaysia in 1994.
That's the Golden Arrows.
Not the Golden. That's before they had the name.
Okay, before they changed the name to Golden Arrows.
Exactly.
But at least it was the national team.
Exactly.
The handball national team.
Exactly. So I didn't have a long stint with the national team. So, but also for my club, we also played for Nigeria, represented Nigeria at the time. So there are different ways. At the time, it was done differently. When a club wins a Division 1 league, they represent Nigeria. They took other players also, and it's also
there is a national team.
There's a national team that represent Nigeria. So things have gone a long way now, and which I think is very, very good. They have a name, and if they have good players, they get these good players into this team. So I've had a short time in the professional career, but it was a wonderful one.
Okay, now looking at this, because we know that a lot of parents who really, because they've seen how lucrative sport can actually be. It's business, as we always say. We've seen that sports have changed a lot of Nigerians' lifestyle. Those who actually didn't even step into school, and those that went to school, one way or the other, they still, those that didn't go to school decide to let me go back to school, because they've seen that out there, after the sport, they must fall back on something. And then running their business. We see so many Nigerian footballers as international in athletics, like handball, judo, karate, different sport. And right now, talking about this particular topic is a big one, because for the young ones out there who are watching, they are on holidays now, they'll be resuming school, they can take a cue from you that, okay, if you could play handball, I can also do table tennis. I can also do karate, tech ball, different sports. Now, parents out there, maybe parents, body who might want to have interest in joining this course.
The thing is, we are open. We need people to join this course. We cannot do this alone. We need more members to join this course. We need more influential Nigerians. We need all Nigerians to help us join this course, because together we can do it. Individually, it's going to be difficult. But if we do this together and say, okay, let us get our kids, get them educated and get them into sports, we can do both. And the best way to do it is to do it in a very, very young age. Not like me, after I finished my sport and went back to school. Let us do it at a young age, let them go to school, so that when they now play professional later in future, they will now know what to do with their money. Because we know a lot of athletes who are rich, they have done their professional career, after they finish, they're broke, because they don't go to school. So that is what we need these kids to do this, and we need the parents, we need the government also, we need everybody to join us. We know what we can do about this. If you just to talk about it, they need advice on how we can do this. Let's talk about it. Hand to Hand Foundation is ready to talk to everybody, and anybody who wants to join us, just give us a call. We will talk to you. You join our cause, and we will make this thing better. The more, the merrier.
Now, talking about joining, I remember there was a time you brought some kids from Germany.
Yes.
For the kids that also play handball.
Yes.
Is it only handball that you actually focus on concerning that with the bodies in Germany?
No. It's all sports. For example, now we have also taken on to boxing. We're going to also meet the boxing kids while I'm here in Abuja. Athletics and handball. These three sports is what we're starting from. We don't want to just rush into all the sports.
Okay, athletics, handball, boxing.
Boxing right now. So as we know, athletics is very, very broad.
Yes.
So it's not just one track and field, high jump. There are different things there. So that one is also very, very big. So athletics, handball, and boxing. We are going out of football. Football is already something big in Nigeria. There are a lot of people doing it, and there are other ways people can get into it. But we also have boots. We also have boots donations. We are going to give to footballers. We are just going to give it to them and say, okay, you want to play football? Here at Boots, we'll help you with that. But we're not going to take football into the foundation and say we're going to be helping football. We have just handball, athletics, and boxing right now.
Now, talking about these three sports, they have federations who actually govern the activities of that particular, or administer those particular sports.
Yes.
Your relationship with them, so that everything can go smoothly?
We have a good relationship. For example, for the handball federation, I already know them already, so we have a good relationship. They are proud of what we are doing. They are trying to assist also what we are doing. Whenever we have competitions, they give us the facilities free of charge to do it, and that is something I feel very, very good for. Athletics. We also, my secretary in the foundation is also part of the athletics federation, so we also have a connection there. Right now, we're just talking boxing. We're working on boxing. We're already seeing all these kids who are boxing, also from the streets, also who look talented. We're also taking on them also, and we're going to start working on boxing now and try and see how we can help them also.
Now, when it comes to sports, really, Nigerians are really talented. We saw what the boxers did at the African Games,
yes.
How they won
yes.
about eight medals. In fact, they competed in 10 categories. They won 8. Out of it, gold, about 7 gold or thereabout. No, 6 gold, 2 silver.
Yeah.
And that was fantastic. And now, looking at the fact that organization is trying to push for the younger ones who are just coming up to see that they can go into sport.
Yes.
That will actually add a plus to it. You have just joined us. We've been talking with Richard Agbonifo, President of Hand to Hand Handball Sports Foundation, where they are pushing to see how the kids, secondary school, primary school, can go into sport and also combine it with education. Who knows? No one can actually tell if they will be in the white-collar job or actually use sport to also make a living for themselves. After all, J.J. Okocha never knew it was going to be football. He just loved playing football. You look at Tobi Amusan, Ese Brume, all of them, Blessio Kagbari, the likes. Today, they've been able to use sport to earn a living and also become star for themselves and also making Nigeria proud. The green, white, green flag is always hoisted anytime we win and also do well. Right now, before I let you go quickly, when it comes to Nigerian sport, we know that funding has been the biggest one so far. How has it been running this? Because we know it's not easy getting all these things together to run it.
So the funds we have been getting right now have been from Germany. The donation has been from Germany. We organize different kinds of events in Germany to get get our funds. We have members who pay
Nigerians or
no, in Germany.
Okay.
In Germany. Right now we don't have anyone in Nigeria who is supporting. That's why I'm calling for Nigerians to join us. We need Nigerians to join because they know what we are going through in this country. So they know how they can really help. They know if we are really doing something, because we are really doing something. So till now, all our funds we are getting us from Germany. From the German companies, from German schools, from German teams. That's where we're going to get our funds. Or even from we organize music concerts where we get also donations for music concerts, or we organize donation runs where the people come and run and make their donations. So that is how we make our money from Germany. But we need from Nigeria. I know that Nigerians, I know things are hard right now in Nigeria, but we should imagine the kids. The kids are the future. If we can get these kids in the right place, I know it might be so. It might already, for most of us, it's already past. But these kids still have the future. So we need Nigerians to join us. Help us with the funds. Help us with the connections. Help us with the outreach to reach more people, so that we can help these kids. So that is what I'm asking for Nigerians right now.
A big one there with Richard Agbonifo. Our youth can actually go places. We've been talking concerning sport development in schools, combining education with sport. And really, it's something that needs to be done, because if you really want to grow or get net set of Nigerians to do well in sport, we need to start now by making sure secondary school, primary school pupils or students are into sport. A lot of talented ones are out there. They need to be discovered. And that's why we brought him in, to actually encourage and inspire so many young ones out there who are watching, who will still watch on our social media platform, to see that, yes, parents' guidance, we need to allow these kids to go into sport and also support them one way or the other. That is why he's here. We want to appreciate your time with us, Richard Agbonifo.
Thank you very much for having me. It's always a pleasure.